Well, he is always welcome to come on. He's fresh off his fundraising run for Tunnel to Towers. He does it all the time, by the way. Good man. He even showered this morning. And there's news on the front of Digital IDs. Brand and digital strategist Fisher, who can be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher and through his website, fisher.media. Here now with more. Good morning, Fisher. So you flew to New York from the South and
Yes.
you ran Tunnel to Towers. Then you got
Yes.
back on a plane. You flew back south, and you're on this morning. You're insane.
Yes. I also did a tour of Francis's Tavern, the Ear Inn, and McSorley's, which are the three oldest pubs in New York. So that was exciting as well. There's Dave Portnoy on the screen. He was the starter of Tunnel to Towers. I guess we'll talk about this first. It was fantastic. 40,000 runners. Those are the first responders that are running first, and they are running. You can see, I'm looking at the monitor, so you can see the firefighters wearing full gear, jackets, pants, helmet. They're not allowed to carry the tanks like O2 tanks or anything like that. They don't have axes, but I mean, to run normally and then to run in gear is amazing. Police officers running in uniform, and then you had military members. It's just amazing. It's amazing every year. I got choked up last time we talked about this. Get choked up again. Tunnel to Towers, great organization. T2T.org is the website to donate. They pay off mortgages and build houses for law enforcement officers and military members and injured, vets and things of that sort. So the organization's great. Check it out if you've never heard of it, but it was fantastic. 40,000, New Yorkers, New Jerseyans, and everybody from around the world. And it was great. The past 2 years it rained, so it was nice to go into the tunnel dry and come out of the tunnel dry. So it was just a great event.
Yeah, and I know you rightfully get emotional. I'm so proud of you to be taking part every year, and I hope you raise lots of money for them. I know you do it, but as you're saying, I know you don't care whether they donate through you or they donate directly to Tunnel to Towers.
But if you want to donate to me,
yes, go ahead.
Tell
them how you could.
It's runsignup.com/Fisher, Fisher, the way it's spelled on the screen. So runsignup.com/Fisher. It's still open for the next week or two, but yeah, you can still donate through me if you wanted to. So either way, money goes to Tunnel to Towers, doesn't come to me. So that's the best part.
There you go. And we should talk about something that I didn't understand about. And we have the video. I went online and looked it up.
Sure.
We have the video for you. You talked about digital IDs. Right away, I had the misconception you were talking about, just a driver's license on your phone. But it's way more than that in the European standard, Europe and UK. So talk about their digital IDs versus what I was thinking.
And this is the scary one. So let me talk about the scary one first, and then we can talk about what Governor Murphy signed back in July for New Jersey. So Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced plans for mandatory digital ID system for the country by 2029 to combat, they say, illegal working and deter migrants from entering the UK, which is interesting. The digital ID will serve as proof of a right to work, aiming to make illegal immigration more difficult by automating information collection and enforcement. Now, more than 2 million people have already signed a petition against the plans, viewing them as a move towards mass surveillance and digital control. The digital ID is planned to be smartphone based, just like contactless cards if you pay at Starbucks or Walgreens, whatever that is. Over time, though, it would be used to provide access to such services as childcare, welfare, and access to tax records. Now, Swiss citizens narrowly voted in favor of a national digital ID just this past week with 50.4%, but that's supposedly voluntary. Now, in the United States, we have verification, right? You have E-Verify. You typically use your passport or now a real ID, and Form I-9 is what you usually fill out when you join a new job. Now, it's not digital, and that's the difference. And so it's scary, and what's also scary is Larry Ellison, who is the founder of Oracle, still owns it. He is pushing for and has backed this European digital ID, but he feels that would be a good thing to help keep police in check and keep citizens behaving well. That's scary to me, and we should avoid that at all costs. But now I know that, and we talked about this, that Governor Murphy signed legislation just back in July to give New Jerseyans a digital driver's license. That is not the same thing as what I just talked about. So what this is just a standard digital, it's a digital version of your driver's license that sits on your phone. I have one here in Georgia. I use it to go through TSA, but agencies in Georgia and businesses, bars, anything under, that you have to prove your age, whatever that is, they're slowly rolling out. And this is not a national ID. This is just your driver's license on your phone. The main question, you asked me this last night, Ken, when, if you got pulled over by a police officer and you had to present your driver's license, you don't hand the officer your phone. You don't unlock your phone and then say, here's my text messages, here's all this. You double click on your driver's license like you would, again, if for those of us who've paid at stores. In a lot of stores nowadays, you can pay at Target and all of the typical stores that you go to, PetSmart, Petco, whatever it is, and again, Starbucks, and you just double click your phone, no matter what phone you have. It brings up the card, credit card, or membership card. If you use Omni, if you go into the city, you're definitely using your phone or your watch. So same thing with driver's license. The officer comes up, says, please present your ID, and then you double click your driver's license and you will tap a reader that the officer will have probably on his vest, a small little reader, and that will give the officer the information that the officer needs to process, that it's you, a picture, your date of birth, things of that sort, that your driver's license is valid. If you go to an establishment where you have to prove you're over 21, you double click and you would tap and it would give a little 21 checkpoint or check mark with your face to show that it's you, but it's not going to give that establishment your address and your and all that stuff, anything personal. So when I go through TSA, it gives the information needed to process me to get through. So again, your driver's license is not a national ID. Your driver's license is your driver's license. The state has as much information on your driver's license currently as they will when it's digital in your phone. And as of now, in any state in the union, the digital ID for your driver's license is completely voluntary, not needed. You could still carry your regular driver's license with you. But again, what Governor Murphy signed back in July to get a digital ID for those of you in New Jersey is just a simple ability to carry it on your phone and make it more accessible. Apple just rolled out a new version, iOS 26, which will allow you to put your US passport on your driver's license, again, as a form of identification if you were going through TSA or things of that sort, because digital IDs use on phones in the United States is not widespread. So it definitely will take, years, decades. I mean, we couldn't roll out Real ID for feels like 50 years, but having every state agency convert to digital ID, right now I think there's only 13 that are live. So, that would be a long process. But again, what Europe is doing, what Switzerland's doing, and what Governor Murphy signed into law and 12 other states in the United States are absolutely completely different. You will not hand your phone over to a police officer. They will not have the right to go through your phone, things of that sort. So definitely two different things. Scary of what's going on in Europe, but not what's going on here in the United States.
I'm so glad you clarified that, because immediately, like I'm sure a lot of people, I thought exactly what you just mentioned, that you hand your phone to the officer and now you've given rights for the officer to see other stuff in your phone, which then could incriminate.
Yeah,
But you're saying that is not the case. You would
not
take
the
your
case.
phone and do that, and only the essential
Yes. Yep.
information goes to the officer. That's it.
Yep.
Whereas in Europe, they're talking about, I mean, Europe and UK might as well implant a chip in our brain. That's what it sounds
Yep.
like where they're at. It's kind of
They're
frightening.
they're
But
looking to
go
make
ahead.
it a central ID for banking. They're making it a central ID for possibly, getting into things. So then the government knows where you've badged in, or where you work, or where you've gone, or your toll,
Yeah,
or whatever that is. I mean, that's going down a path of some
Big
Will
Brother.
Smith movie from the 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's total Big Brotherism. And by the way, what's funny is Larry Ellison is uh, from Oracle.
Hmm.
His son just took over Paramount for Skydance. He's
Hmm.
the
Yes.
chairman of Skydance, one of the
Hmm.
wealthiest people. They're one of the wealthiest families, if not the wealthiest on the
I
planet. They
think
go
don't they
back and
have
forth with
something with
Elon
CNN
Musk.
as well?
Something like that. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to take it over, actually. They're trying to take it over right now, which would just, they would combine CBS and CNN. I mean,
Hmm.
that's in the process. We'll see what happens. But the point is, his son is a little more libertarian than he is. So it'd be
Mm.
interesting to see where his son
Wow.
stands on it, but it's not about the son. No, the son is definitely more libertarian than dad, but they're both worth billions. So who knows where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Brand and digital strategist Fisher, found on X and Threads with username @Fisher, through the website to fisher.media. Thank you for coming on. Congratulations again with
Thanks.
Tunnel to Towers. And we appreciate with
Thank
all
you.
your exhaustion that you took the time this morning. God bless you and
I'm gonna go
congrats.
take 10 Advil right now, so I gotta go.
Don't do that ever. Who your max. Go get some sleep. Thank you, sir.